In big cities, horror hides in dark alleys. In small towns, it hides in plain sight. These aren't stories buried in police archives. They're echoes that linger in school hallways, desert wind, and silent parkways. Each one involves a real murder. Each one ends without answers. This is Roadside Tales, and these are three small-town American murders that still haunt everyone who came too close. Kendrick Johnson, The Gym Mat Mystery. Valdosta, Georgia, 2003. January 2003, Lowndes High School, Valdosta, Georgia. Kendrick Johnson, a 17-year-old student, was reported missing. The next morning, his body was discovered head first inside a rolled-up gym mat upright in a corner of the school's old gym. Authorities initially ruled the death accidental. The official theory: Kendrick dropped a shoe into the upright mat, reached in to retrieve it, and got stuck. Asphyxiation. No foul play. But almost immediately, the details didn't add up. The mat was over 6 feet tall. Kendrick was 5'10". Why would he dive into it head first instead of tipping it over? And more importantly, why were his shoes placed neatly beside the mat when he was supposedly reaching for them inside? There was blood on the walls nearby, but police said it was unrelated. No fingerprints were lifted, and the school's surveillance cameras, conveniently missing over 2 hours of footage, the exact window when Kendrick entered the gym. His parents weren't convinced. They paid for an independent autopsy. What it revealed shocked everyone. Kendrick's internal organs were missing. In their place, rolled-up newspaper. The coroner who performed the second autopsy concluded the cause of death was blunt force trauma, not positional asphyxia. The case drew national attention. Accusations of a cover-up, online movements, hashtags, some pointed fingers at students connected to law enforcement families. Others believed the school system and possibly local authorities had something to hide. Federal investigators opened the case again in 2021 but closed it 2 years later, citing insufficient evidence of foul play. Kendrick's family still fights for answers, and to this day many believe what happened in that gym was no accident. But while Kendrick's case raised national outrage, the next story unfolds quietly like a premonition written in a girl's journal long before she vanished. Kathy Hobbs, the girl who dreamed her death. Las Vegas, Nevada, 1987. July 23, 1987. 16-year-old Kathy Hobbs left her suburban Las Vegas home to walk to a nearby bookstore. It was a simple, safe neighborhood. She told her mother she needed a book for school. She never came home. When her body was found days later in the Nevada desert, the city mourned. Kathy had been assaulted and beaten. No robbery, no clear motive. Just a quiet girl gone without reason. But it wasn't just her death that left everyone shaken. It was what she left behind. Kathy had a long history of premonitions. She told her mother and therapist she believed she wouldn't live past 16. Her fears weren't vague. They were chronic, documented. In her room, they found journals. She had written extensively about her death, about being taken, about not coming back. She wrote about it with clarity, as if it were already history. Investigators were baffled. There were no clear suspects, no witnesses. The bookstore was close, just a few blocks away. Her route should have been safe. Eventually, a man named Michael Lee Lockhart, a known serial offender, was linked to her murder after being arrested for other crimes across multiple states. He allegedly confessed to killing a girl in Las Vegas. But even with his arrest, something about Kathy's story never sat right. It wasn't just how she died. It was how much she seemed to know it was coming. Her mother would later say, She felt it all her life, like she was just waiting. We all fear death, but Kathy didn't fear it, she recognized it. And in the next story, death didn't just come once, it returned. Again and again, in parked cars, on quiet roads, always without a trace. The Colonial Parkway murders, Lover's Lane killings, Virginia 1986-1989. Between 1986 and 1989, 4 pairs of young couples were found dead or simply vanished along the Colonial Parkway, a scenic highway in Virginia stretching between historic towns. It was supposed to be peaceful, serene, until it became a hunting ground. Each case had eerie similarities. Victims were couples in parked vehicles. There were no signs of robbery. Cars were found unlocked or staged. The bodies were often left in strange positions or missing entirely. The first victims, Kathy Thomas and Rebecca Dowski, were found in their car, which had been pushed down an embankment. Their throats had been cut. No defensive wounds, no robbery. A year later, David Knobling and Robin Edwards disappeared. Their car was found near the James River Bridge. 2 days later, their bodies washed up nearby. Then came the disappearance of Keith Call and Cassandra Haley. Their car was found closed inside, but the couple never found. The final known pair, Daniel Lauer and Anna Maria Phelps, vanished on their way to Virginia Beach. Their car was found off an interstate ramp. Their remains discovered later in the woods. 8 victims, 4 pairs, 1 chilling pattern. FBI believed the murders were connected. Locals began whispering about a serial killer, but no suspect was ever arrested. No fingerprints, no DNA, nothing solid. The case file grew. The media stopped covering, but families never stopped asking. What made it worse was how clean everything was. It was as if the killer or killers knew how to erase themselves. No panic, no mess, just silence. And in the quiet corners of Virginia, that silence still echoes. 3 stories, 3 lives or 8 taken in small American towns, in places where people leave doors unlocked, where evil isn't expected so it goes unseen. In Kendrick's case, the clues were there, but the truth is buried. In Kathy's story, the death was sensed before it even happened. And in Virginia's forested parkways, the killer might still be out there. Some murders shock, some mystify, but the ones that linger are the ones that refuse to be solved. This is Roadside Tales. Subscribe for more true stories that keep us awake at night. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.